Hello? Is this thing on? Whoo! What's up, guys? We're Mystic the Siren Sims back at it again with another Codename Create a Sim video, okay? So this is the last one, guys, for now. I'll definitely be making other Sims and posting videos about them. It'll be like a themed sort of week type thing. So yeah, now we're at the final one. Number 1, Nigel Uno. We making Nige. There, I spoiled it. If you've ever watched the show, you know who the special guest is that I'll be making in this video other than number 1. Look at my nigga beating niggas up. Anyways, this proves what I have to say. He is that nigga. Alright, so another disclaimer, like in the other video, he's not gonna be bald. But, unlike the number 2 video, I did want to make him bald, but because I gave him a sketch pixel skin, they have the overlay on the top to make sure that they're not completely balding. That thing that I said was there to make the hairs look better, yet it kind of stops him from being completely bald. And I know you're like, well, you just could have left him with that, then we understand, but I wanted him to be completely bald. That's all the show showed him. But I also saw a small picture of him as a kid with hair, so I feel like him being bald, either something happened to him or it's a choice. So I decided to give him some hair just for the Let's Play because, you know, this is also just me practicing making male Sims. And let me tell you how happy I am that all these white male Sims look just a little different. Like, they don't all look synonymous with each other. Like, what? Now I'll tell you, in terms of who I would be most nervous around, if these Sims were real, right, like the ones that I just made, I'd be nervous around Nigel. Like, let me not lie, I'd be nervous around all of them. I'd probably have a crush on number 2, because a cute man with some glasses is like kryptonite to me. But in terms of like swag, I'd be like, ooh, Nigel, because I like skinny guys too. So I don't know, it's like oof. Like I said before, with number 4, I had to give him a little bit of a swag, a little bit of earrings, you know. So I really enjoyed making him. I know. Crazy, right? So I enjoyed making him. It was really fun. It was really fun doing this entire series, and I can't wait to do a Let's Play with them. You gonna see it. Okay, you guys gonna see it. It's gonna be fun. Who knows? You know, I'm gonna add a few mods in, update the game a little bit. It's really gonna be interesting. So for some reason I had this cursed top. You see this cursed top, and then this hairstyle he got, and I kept having to change it. Don't worry, guys. I sorted it out. But yeah, so that's the reason why he's not bald. The overlay, and then I realized that he wasn't always bald, so I realized I had a choice. Once I realized I had a choice, I was like, let me give him some hair. You know, that jawline, it needs a little bit of hair. So I decided to give him some hair. Don't be mad at me. Please. Please don't be mad. Alright. So, I'm really liking these male Sims. I like how I'm making them. I really like how they each got their own suit. They each have their own style and swagger while still giving them the essence of how they used to look when they were kids. Like, it does look like, even if it's just an other world story, like a different universe, it still does look like them but different. So I really am happy about that. I really am happy that it's like, if you said this was number 1 grown up, somebody would believe you. You know, like, oh, I see it, you know? So that's what I wanted when I made these Sims, which is why I might have to remake number 5. She still looks cute, but I need to give her a different hairstyle. I have the hairstyle that she actually wears. I just need to decide whether or not I can or cannot find a hat for her. I might just keep on the cute little putty hat and just change the hair and then just give her a different outfit. Because I saw some other drawings of her where she dressed a little more like Cree. And you know what? I might just do that for her style and aesthetic as well. So, long story short, number 1 is the leader of the kids next door. Alright. I can't remember what's the name of his sector. They all have sectors named after letters. Sector Z. Sector X. Sector Z may be, spoiler, the missing light location down the lane sector, so I can't remember what their sector is. So Sector X? Whatever. It's either Sector X, Y, or Z. So he's the leader, he's a dominant personality, he's super cool under pressure. He doesn't usually stress out unless things get really bad and, you know, his friends mess stuff up. But he's also a fun guy, you know, he likes to hang out with them and everything. One thing I did like about the show is that they really give everybody a different personality. And so, like, even in the show, you saw, like, each of their sections of the treehouse mirrored their personalities. I'm gonna see if I can do that with whatever house I'm gonna drop them in. It's really gonna be a whole little project. We'll see how I did with that. So yeah, this is just number one. We're making number one. Number one had about 1.5 relationships, and I say a half because there's a headcanon for most people that number one and 362 would be great together. I don't really see it, apart from the fact that they're both leaders, but that's okay. I guess that's enough for y'all to say that. But the person that he was with is the person that I will be making in this next section, so I hope you guys enjoy seeing her. So yeah, he had a relationship with somebody in the show. It was very tumultuous because she was always interested in him and kind of treated him like they were together, and he just was not with it. But then, like, closer down to the end of the show, you know, he ended up missing her and became with it. So we will be making her because I just want to see him with her. Like, come on, guys. Does all the guys in this show gotta be with somebody who's skinny? No. One of them can be with somebody who's a little different. So that's why we made Elizabeth Divine. Alright? So she actually has a number. Her name is Numbuh Divine. She just called herself Numbuh Divine. You see, she's just that woman. So I decided to make her because I wanted to make a bigger sim now that everything was sped up and I had new CC and stuff. Some of my prettiest sims before I had a YouTube channel were bigger. But I didn't have a YouTube channel, so you guys didn't get to see them. I remember this one time I made a sim in Starlight Shores. And she had like colored hair and she was bigger. And I usually make my bigger sims chefs. You know, just so that when they be tasting and eating all the food, it doesn't matter because they're a chef anyways. And in The Sims, people don't really die of overeating. So, you know, that's great. So, I decided to make Lizzie here. And as you can see, I'm giving her more of a softer look. I know she definitely has more of a serious look, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But I decided to give her more of a softer look. And I might change her personality as well, because she's definitely not as dominant as she's supposed to be, you know. Might even change the hairstyle, because I don't really like how I had to small up her boobs to make this cute little French braid stick. Anyways, so she was aware of the kids next door briefly. She was apparently a part of it. In her lore, like the actual lore, she wasn't even really a kid. She was actually an operative from space who was watching over the kids next door and stayed close to number one to watch over what he was doing. So that's kind of wild. Like, what? And of course it brings into question, ew, she was dating number one and she wasn't even a kid. I don't know if she wasn't a kid or if she just wasn't human. It could be that she was either an adult in space or she was a kid alien, which means she could have been hundreds of years old. You know how they don't care about age when space gets involved. It's a DC effect. You know, Cartoon Network was really a DC type of property. So yeah, I decided to give her some really cute looks. I really liked making her. Her regular outfit is like yellow and blue, so I just worked with that color scheme. But yeah, this is the last part I made in the house. I hope you enjoy the special additive. So you get to see all the people that I made, and you get to see all their love interests getting made at the same time. Okay, potential love interest, who knows? Maybe I might let them roam free. And what I was thinking of doing, and I might not do it because part of me just wants to do the couplings that we never got to see, because it was a kid's show, so they weren't really showing the progression of everything. They just threw in a little here and there to like shock you as a kid. So part of me does want to see the original pairings together. But part of me is thinking, what if I just left them in a house for a day or two and just put together whoever they start automatically flirting with? Or what if it's that Disney effect and they just start automatically flirting with their actual real life lore partners? So what do I mean by that? Sometimes The Sims does that. I don't know if there's something in the coding that makes it able to tell that you are trying to make a specific story, and so the game just kind of does it. But like, I think I told a story before on my channel, but it's a short story. I made Ariel's little kid, and I gave her a sister called Erica because I just didn't feel like making her and then making Eric. And then I made her father, right, like a version of Triton, and I made her mother. And then one day, it was her birthday. I was going to age her up. And her mother ended up dying of birthday cake fire. And I just thought it was so weird. It was like, huh, her mom just died right before she became a teenager. Which is a lot like what happened in the original Disney lore. Let me not say original. In the Disney lore for Ariel's Little Mermaid. So it's like right before she became a teenager, which is when she would have found Eric if I had made him. Her mother just automatically died. I didn't set it up. And I tried to save her and I couldn't. I was like, did Disney just somehow just kill her off to make the story more authentic? So since that has happened to me, sometimes when I play The Sims, I'm like, I wonder if that'll happen again, you know? Like, if I make a bunch of people from a TV show and put them in here, if they'll just weirdly automatically click with who they're supposed to click with, like be enemies with who they're supposed to be enemies with, date who they're supposed to date, befriend who they're supposed to befriend, because there's this secret line of code that has all the old movies and TV shows in there that just kind of like, oh, you're trying to make this character. Okay, let's see if we can use the open world to push this story together for you or something, you know? Might not be how it really happens, but I've definitely wondered if that's what was going on, because I was just like, whoa, like, how did this even happen? How? You know? It's wild. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm wondering if that'll happen, so I might try that. Because people can flirt around a little bit. What I'll do, I'll lead them, see who they go to, and if I like it, I'll let it stay. If I just feel like the original is where it's at, I'll stop them before we turn any romantic interest and then just lock niggas together. Anyways, as you can see, some of the shirts are like skinny preset, or like they won't allow you to put it on a bigger sim. You see, that's the problem for me. And this is with CC. Look, CC creators, I love y'all, but can you fix that? Because I don't like that. Like, I really don't like that. Like, that's really weird to me. Like, what if I wanted a bigger girl to wear this? What am I supposed to do about that? Just asking. Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, I had a cute time making her. I kind of sped through making her. I didn't take too much time because I had been in there for a while. I literally made from Wallaby go all the way down to Nigel at this point, and I just randomly decided to make Lizzie and then just add her in as a whatever. So I was actually kind of tired. Right, I was getting kind of tired because I'd spent so much time making sure they looked right that when it came to Lizzie, I just made sure she wasn't ugly, made sure she had somewhat of her color pattern, somewhat of her personality, and then I called it a day. So at this point, this is all that I was doing here, and I had just wanted it to be that way. Okay. So anyways, guys, I saved her in the bin as well because I will be updating her and I'll be updating everybody else. Okay. So this is the family, you know, my fam. I hope you guys really like it because I love this. This is the end of my series for now. Catch up making next time. I have a little bit of a guest for you. It's a spy. Anyways, goodbye, Simmers. Soo-soo. Or a set of spies.